Okay, so as far as you guys know, I'm a big Pokemon nerd. Even though I haven't even, well, actually, basically, I've only played the series for only 2 years, if you don't count any of the spin-offs like Pokemon Snap, the Mr. Dumb series, Trozzy, that sort of thing. And personally, I did actually do like a little co-op thing with Kamikaze Strawberry back in February, or was it January? Really can't remember right now. But basically, this is my lone opinions on each Pokemon. And I'm going from 1 to 493. Now, first off, we got Bulbasaur. He's a pretty cool looking grass type. He's okay. Next off, we got Ivysaur. To be honest, he doesn't look too much strange other than bigger, and his flower on his back, like his plant on his back, is basically the same. Well, give me a sec to remember. Basically, what Ivysaur really is just basically a bigger Bulbasaur with a slightly different body change, and the plant on his back is just bigger, and the flower part is a little different as well. Well, no, actually, I take that back. Ivysaur is different. Never mind. No, the body change looks only bigger, so oh, never mind. Ivysaur, one of the biggest grass types in, well, biggest grass starter type. One of the biggest grass starters, good grief. And I guess Ivysaur is pretty cool. I kind of like Ivysaur. Also, Ivysaur is like the only starter that's grass and poison. In fact, I don't know what I'm thinking. Oh yeah, now I know what I was thinking. I was gonna say that Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur are the only Pokemon that actually have or poison and grass, but not really. However, I just remembered. The Saur family is actually all the same type. It's like the only starter in the entire series where they're in the exact same type. Like, they're always grass and poison. Kind of interesting. Next up we got Charmander now. Charmander, I'm not a big fan of fire types, but I guess Charmander is pretty cool looking. I mean, his yellow sprite is pretty cool, actually. Well, his shiny sprite, I mean, he's not a bad fire type, I guess, but I guess he's slightly overrated. Charmeleon, kind of cool looking, I guess. Nothing too huge of a difference compared to Charmander, only redder. The flame is a bit bigger. He's a bit bigger. I guess he did get a bit of change. Never mind. Next we got Charizard, the most overrated fire type, in my opinion, with one of the most overrated shiny sprites, which is a black dragon with purple wings. Or is that pink? I can't really tell. It looks like a reddish, purplish, pinkish, colorish, whatever-ish, color-ish. Why do I keep saying ish right in front of my words? Charizard is an okay Pokemon, I suppose. I really don't have one trained up, but Charizard's pretty cool, I guess. Again, he's like one of the 2 out of the 4 fire starters that I actually like. And for the last Kanto starter is the Squirtle turtle family. As you know, I love water types. There's hardly any water type that I don't like, but we'll get to that later on. Squirtle, he's pretty cool, cute looking, I guess. Wartortle, again, pretty cool. And yes, I'm doing Cerebi on this, pretty much. And as you know, come here. You should remember that when I did that. And then Blastoise. Now, one thing about this is that Blastoise is like the turtle Squirtle family. You know, the water starters from Kanto is actually the only starter that doesn't have a secondary type, like Bulbasaur and Charmander. When Charmander fully levels up, he gets a fire flying type. And Bulbasaur keeps his grass poison, but Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise, they stick with just plain ordinary water. Kind of weird, if you ask me, anyways. Next, the bug type, Caterpie. I don't know. I'm not a really big fan of Caterpie or Medapod, or even Butterfree for that matter. Though his Medapod's red sprite looks kind of cool, I suppose. You know, his shiny sprite. But Butterfree, I don't know. I kind of prefer. Well, I'll get to that later. But you can guess what I was going to talk about. Next, I'm sorry this is boring, but next we have Weedle. Now, Weedle, I actually kind of prefer the Weedle family over the Caterpie family. I don't know why, but I do. Personally, Caterpie, I don't know. I'm weird like that. I have Soul Silver, and that's probably why. Kakuna, he's pretty cool, I suppose, but I kind of really like Beedrill's shiny sprite. I mean, green body with blue eyes. That's just awesome. I love that shiny sprite. And I really don't know why I prefer Beedrill over Butterfree, but I do. And I think Beedrill's actually worse. I'm not a real big fan of bug types either, but since they're usually weak, but that's just me, I guess. Sometimes I choose the weakest Pokemon, even if they're useless. Like, I don't know. I kind of like Beedrill. Next we got Pidgey. You're gonna hate me, but I'm not a real big fan of flying types either. I mean, there are some cool flying types and all, but to me, Pidgey isn't one of them. Pidgey and Pidgeotto, as well as Pidgeot, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of them. Pidgeot and Pidgeotto hardly, well, the only difference it looks like is the hair. That's all they have. The feathers on his head is the main difference between Pidgeotto and Pidgeot. I mean, you can tell by looking at the sprites carefully, and you'll notice that there's barely a difference between Pidgeotto and Pidgeot, except for the fact that his top feathers are a bit different, and the tail feathers are slightly different, mainly by color. That's the only main difference between the two. I mean, that's the first indication where they didn't really work very well with the new sprites for each Pokemon. And that's kind of proof right there.